So we've all heard that you need to be the alpha of the pack if you want your dog's respect. And in order for you to achieve the alpha status, you should be practicing things like not allowing your dog on the bed with you, not allowing them to walk out in front of you when you guys are on a walk, and to practice techniques such as the alpha roll to put your dogs in check. Personally, I love to learn about different kinds of training methods when it comes to dog training to expand my knowledge and to make me a better dog owner. And although there are some things that I won't agree with, and there are some things that I do agree with, I think it's very important to learn as much as you can about everything. So if you're interested in knowing why you're not your kind of Corso's alpha, keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can see more videos like this. So let's start off with the basics. What is alpha dog training? Alpha dog training methods, also referred to as dominance training, rely on the theory that dogs are pack animals much like their wolf ancestors. As pack animals, they need a strong alpha leader to establish boundaries and help them understand their place in the pack. So the alpha theory was first introduced by Rudolf Schenkel in the 1930s. He based his theory on the behavior of captive wolves, and he interpreted their arguments amongst each other as fights for dominance. So later in the 1970s, Dr. L. David Meck, who is actually the founder of the International Wolf Center, popularized this alpha theory when he published one of his books, and this book was called The Wolf Ecology and Behavior of Endangered Species. Now, years after there was more research, Dr. Meck actually admitted to this theory being very inaccurate in comparison to actual wolves in the wild, because originally the study was based off of the captive wolves that Schenkel had observed. But after a couple of years that people had actually been able to observe wolves in the wild, they saw that it was very rare for wolves to display the same kind of behavior that the wolves in captivity did.
Alpha isn't really accurate when describing most of the leaders of wolf packs because the term implies that the wolves fought and competed strongly to get to the top of the pack. In actuality, the way they get there is merely by mating with a member of the opposite sex, producing a bunch of offspring, which are the rest of the pack then, and becoming the natural leaders that way, just like with a pair of humans producing a family.
So wolves in the wild don't operate under this alpha dominance theory. So they're actually a nuclear family in which there is a breeding pair. And this breeding pair is seen as the authority because they are the older, wiser wolves. They are considered the parents, and the younger members of the pack look to this breeding pair for guidance and to know more about life, basically. Even though the alpha theory has been debunked, you might be wondering, how did it trickle into the dog training community? There are so many references to the alpha dominance theory. The answer is quite simple. Imagine if I explained to you how a dog should be heeling in this way. Okay, so if you want your dog to learn how to be on a structured walk and don't just want them not to pull the leash but actually be by your side the whole time, you need to make sure that they are on that right position so that you are conveying the right message and you don't actually confuse your dog. And this will also avoid improper corrections or overcorrections because your dog understands the exact spot that they need to be in, and they know that they cannot be either too behind or too in front. So if I explain something to you like that, you probably start thinking about what you're going to be having for dinner next. So now compare it to this. You don't want your dog to be walking out in front of you because you are the alpha of your pack. Wow, doesn't that sound so much more better and so much more colorful? Well, that's the exact reason why a lot of trainers like to use this, because this terminology is very enticing to dog owner egos. If you think about it, a lot of times when a person goes to a dog trainer to get help for their dog, it's not because the dog already knows everything. It's most likely because they have some kind of problem behavior, and that's why they're going to the dog trainer for the first place. So usually those people have been practicing the wrong things in their house, or they just don't know a lot about dog training to begin with. So when you use this terminology, when you say alpha, you don't have to be a dog training connoisseur. You don't have to know a lot about dogs to understand this concept. Everybody knows about wolves, everybody understands alpha. So it's just very easy to convey this message. It just makes it much easier to relay the concept. It's a lot more snappier and has more pizzazz. Here is my take on alpha dog training. I think that, like in all things, there are pros and cons, so let's talk about the cons. What I think is a con is the misuse and the culture surrounding this type of training and the theory. Because of that, you start to get those people that are like, man, I'm great with dogs. Like, it's just that I have like this very strong alpha presence, so it's like any dog, like I'm really good with any dog. And then those same people are the ones that go invade the dog's space and end up getting bitten. So I personally don't think it's necessary for you to pin your dog down or do an alpha roll in order for you to help your dog decompress. I think there are a lot more effective ways to address, you know, high energy or reactivity or aggression or any of those things. I think that a con about the alpha dog training is this culture surrounding it that perpetuates this idea that if you're weak, you know, if you are small, if you don't have like a strong voice, that you can't handle a dog, that you're not fit to be a dog owner. This is the same type of culture that you get people saying things like, oh, women shouldn't have dogs like tiny Corsos, or women shouldn't be out on the streets alone with a dog that's bigger than them. So now the pros. What I take from this theory and the way that I interpret it is that in order for you to have a respectful dog, in order for you to have a well-mannered dog, you need to be a leader in your home. While raising your puppy, you need to make sure that you are incorporating training since day one and giving them guidance in all kinds of situations. A good leader doesn't need to scream to get their point across. A good leader is consistent. And in all honesty, a dog does need structure in order to strive in your home. In our house, we have rules. So, for example, the dogs know that they can't go in certain rooms. The dogs know that they need to sit and let the people walk out first before they walk out, just because it's part of manners and because we taught them that we don't want them to be running through a door. They're both massive dogs, like they're gonna knock everybody over. Our dogs eat after we do because we are teaching our dogs that they can rely on us, they can trust us, and that there is predictability in their day. And with watching us eat, they can be assured that they're going to get their food so that they are not anxious waiting for their food or barking for their food or anything like that. They understand that we eat first and then they eat. All of these things are really just to teach our dogs the ground rules, just like parents would do in a home. And if you think about it, it's actually more accurate to call yourself a dog mom or a dog parent than an alpha, especially considering the fact that actual wolves in the wild are like a family and they operate on this nuclear family structure, and the breeding pair are the parents, and the parents are the ones that give the guidance. That is my hot take on this alpha training. You guys have heard of me talk about this before. You probably saw it on my 3 easy steps to train a penny Corso video, the different things that I've taken from, you know, positive reinforcement and, you know, e-collar training and this whole like alpha dominance kind of training thing. And I just wanted to, give you my opinion about this. I think that, like in all things, there are some very good things about this method of training and there are some things that are very bad, like I had mentioned before. I don't think that you need to dominate your dog in order for them to respect you. I don't think it's necessary for you to be, pinning your dog down or getting physical with your dog in that way. I think that if you establish trust and if you're training your dog from day one, all of those things are not necessary. Or else, how would it be even possible for me to handle both of my dogs? There are so many methods in this alpha theory that are just not effective, and I think they're not sending a good message in the dog community, especially with large breeds. So I think that it's very important to extract the tidbits of information, but also to be very aware of the things that are outdated, because in reality this theory is outdated. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to know your thoughts about this. I know that it's something that people love to talk about, and they love to talk about how they're the alpha and how they're dominant.
I'm not submissive, I'm dominant
with their dog and all of that stuff. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. Let me know if this is something that you've used on your dog. But yeah, just give me your thoughts. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, to comment. All of this really helps our channel grow. So I would appreciate if you guys do that. And also don't forget to check out our merch. We have t-shirts and sweatshirts and phone cases available with Dante and Peach's little cartoon that you guys are probably gonna see. I think I put it here or here. That supports our channel as well. And also, if you are, struggling with your dog, if you are somebody who wants to learn more, I highly recommend those courses. I will leave a link for those courses in the description box below. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you're interested in becoming a member, there is a link in the description as well. So thank you so much for watching, and see you guys until next time. Bye.